He was in our division.
Who I'm even trying to think. Teoscar Hernandez?
He was in. He was in our division this year, and now he's not.
Dude, I can't think right now.
Jose Abreu.
Oh, yeah.
Jose Abreu in
He's been
35
horrible.
games batted 124. This guy,
I mean, 2-time MVP.
what was he? Yeah, in 2020 and 2022 or something like that. Dude raked with the White Sox. And then he came to Houston, and last year he was fine. He was 18 home runs, 237. The drop off. This year he was
just
so bad.
horrible.
And I was I totally
Horrendous.
forgot about him until I brought it up, and I was like, okay, yeah, he's been incredibly bad. And it's so sad because, again, he seemed like he was a lot of fun with the White Sox. Those teams were fun. It just was entertaining. But he's been nothing since.
Yep.
But yep. And then you had the NL.
Yeah.
NL.
So, the biggest surprise, I just had it. Where'd it go? Gosh dang it. How did I just forget already?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a good time.
I had two as per usual because I can never decide. I'm a terrible decider.
There we go. Couldn't think of it. My biggest, or we doing team or player?
We already did team, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, player biggest surprise is Chris Sale.
Oh, I like that. That's not bad actually.
Not that he hasn't been good, but I mean, injury, wasn't sure.
So
new team.
I went the exact same way with you and said Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Christian Yelich MVP, he's been really good. Yeah. I did not expect this. I know you can do it, but I didn't see it coming. And then I had Alec Bohm.
Yeah, he's been very good.
Alec Bohm kind of came out. I mean, last year he was still good last year. I'm looking at the wrong statistics. I'm looking at advanced. Thank you. Sorry. He was a 274 hitter. He's almost always been about above 250 in most games, but this year it just seems like he was already the piece was already there, but he filled the fill that he needed to fill, and that was way too many fills. I'm sorry, Phil. Shout out Phil. He's just been good. He's just been good. He only has 13 home runs, but I just feel like every highlight, Alec Bohm. Is that a frog?
I think so. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I can hear a frog.
Wow, there's a frog inside our studio right now. This is great. So I agree, and I would say Yelich more. Same type of thing. I think Chris Sale, no one expected him to. He's literally going to win the Cy Young.
Well, the thing is, he's actually in the same conversation as Tarek Skubal with the Triple Crown.
He is going to be close.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And again, Yelich, we know that he was going to be that good, but he's literally batting .315.
Yeah.
And it's funny to think that because when he got to Milwaukee, was it 2020? It was 2020. 205. That was his worst year. And before that, yes, 326, 329 was insane. Then 205. And then everyone was 248. Oh, terrible. 250. He played 154 games and batted 252. And everyone was oh, he's washed.
Yeah.
Bro, the Mariners would literally pay you $1 billion.
Yeah, be your best player.
The year after that, he played 144 games, 278. Now he's on track. I don't know what he's on track for. He's 73 games right now. He's batting 315, 11 home runs. Yes, is he hitting 44, 38, 30 plus home runs? No. But he's been really good again. Mm-hmm. And he's made, like you said, a big difference for the Brewers. It's been fun because I feel like he's just one of those under the radar guys. Super chill, really nice, likes to play baseball. Been really good.
The thing I always like to think about when I think about Christian Yelich is how good the Marlins could have been.
I feel talk about
Ozuna, Giancarlo Stanton.
When they had
Christian Yelich, Jose Fernandez. I mean, rest in peace, but
Yeah.
Jose Fernandez, D. Gordon when he was good.
That team, and they probably would have still had Jazz. That team was loaded.
Yeah, dude. And I think I can't remember if they made the trade for Sandy Alcantara yet, but they also had the guy on the Twins, the pitcher. I don't know why I can't. Think of his
I know
name.
who you're thinking of. He's been a disappointment too. This
Pablo
year.
Lopez. There we go.
Yep.
But dude,
Well,
just
and they had
had studs.
Oh, who was the catcher?
Oh yeah, JT Realmuto.
Yeah,
just absolute studs, all around the diamond.
If they would have just paid their players, they would literally be the best team in baseball for the past couple of years.
They're so good.
Yep. Disappointment.
I have 3, but 2 of them go together.
Okay.
The first 2 are Matt Olson and Austin Riley. I feel like they kind of just same team. But both of them let me read you Matt Olson's stats last year.
Yeah, Matt Olson was
and
the crazy thing You do this
Insane.
just to put this like in perspective for people. He was Freddie Freeman's replacement.
Yeah. Yeah. So last year he hit 54 home runs, 139 RBIs,
Yeah, I remember that.
and batted 283.
Yep.
Like, what's going on? 27 doubles too. So nothing to scoff at. Played 162 games, was an all-star.
Yep.
Like, holy crap. And then you have Austin Riley. Oh, where'd Austin Riley's stats go? And Austin Riley, who this year actually think it just got hurt, so probably isn't going to play much more.
He's out for the year.
But
basically.
never been like a super high average. I think like 280 is kind of his mark. But let me look at the stats right here.
But
last year,
they gave him. They didn't give him a big deal because the Braves are really smart with deals. But like, they paid him. And I think that there is like the. Go ahead and read his stats.
So the past 3 years, I'll just go home runs because it's easy. It's 33, 38, 37, and then average is 303, 273, 281. And then 107 RBIs, 93, 97. Now, this year, 19 home runs, still good. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
But he's hitting 256 with 56 RBIs. So it's not to say that these guys aren't having somewhat decent years. Like Matt Olson now is hitting 226 with 22 home runs. But that big of a drop-off?
Well, and I think that
like, that's the big difference. Not that they're still not like good players, but with how much injury and change and craziness the Braves have had this year, they can't overcome that.
That's fair. No, and
I
don't disagree with you at all. I think one, you lose Acuna, which takes a little bit of wind out of your sails. You got to kind of build that back up.
Then you lose Strider.
Yeah, and I think one, this also shows like the pitch clock has been great for baseball just in the time wise, but I think the pitchers have just been so much better. Like in the past couple of years,
the offense is
like
continually
the
dropping.
League average hitting, I want to say, is under 250.
I'm sure it is,
which is
I would not be surprised.
Insane, and I get that. Like, yes, everyone should be hitting higher than 250. You're professional hitters, but when the whole league is underneath that, that's pretty hard to do. Yeah. I agree. I also think when you lose Acuna, that could be your kind of protection.
Like, for sure.
They have to watch him on first. Oh, they have to, because he's a steal. He, blah blah. Riley might feel a little bit more pressure thinking like, oh, yeah, everyone thinks he's the best third baseman in the game right now, yada, 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 yada. He might just not be ready for that type of stage like Julio is. I mean, you look at Julio, like I always said last year, you had Gino behind him. You had,
Teoscar
Hernandez behind him. You had Cal Raleigh behind. You had guys that could yank a ball, and now it's like, hey, you have Cal Raleigh, who I'm still never going to probably be fully sold on. I know he's a catcher, and catchers suck at hitting, but he really is a home run or bust. Like that, he's like a Mike Zunino. It's pretty much all you get out of him nowadays, I swear. Unless it's like a game tying situation where you have to walk off and then he just does. But it's like, to me, there's no protection for Julio. And now, yes, you have Randy Arozarena, who's much better. Justin Turner, who is much better as a protection for him. It's giving him the confidence and the ability to swing the ball or swing the bat a little bit more, fluidly. But I don't know. I think Austin Riley, I think he'll bounce back next year. I think the Braves are going to have a scary. I think
they're going to be good. They're so good. That's the thing is they have.
Think about it. You get Strider back, and then you have Sale.
Yeah.
What's the point? Why do I play the game?
Yeah.
My disappointment. He just seems to get worse and worse, and they all seem to just get worse and worse since they all left. Besides Anthony Rizzo, I have Chris Bryant.
He just like hasn't played.
218, 37. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like, how much you paying this guy?
I think like 20 plus.
Yeah.
I think it's 20 plus.
I want to say it's more than that.
That's back when Scott Boras was still a good agent.
Yeah, that's true. 37 games. He's making like 182 or 180 million.
182 million over 7 years. So I'm gonna do quick math. It is 26 million.
Yeah. So 26 million, you're getting 37 games.
Yeah.
You're getting 20,
you can stop
you're
there.
getting
You don't even
29 hits.
If you're playing 37 games, it doesn't even matter.
at-bats, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. He's batting 218.
Yeah, bad.
Chris Bryant, please go back to the Cubs.
Yeah, and I want him to come here.
I wasn't wanting him to for a little bit too. And like his first season that he never has played over 80 games for Colorado.
Yeah, he just hasn't been healthy there.
Since he's signed, he just can't play. Even when he was on San Francisco, he was good. Mm-hmm. When he got traded middle of the season, and the Cubs,
that's why he got a good deal because he was able to change
that. He was 260 in both. Yeah, now he's been terrible, and he's in Colorado.
Yeah, we should do a segment of like biggest disappointments as far as contracts on MLB. I think that'd be fun.
I'm down. I could be down for that. But yeah, those were my disappointments. So I basically I was looking at Matt Olson's too because I kind of agree with you. Yeah, my teams, Kansas City and the Brewers were my surprises. My disappointments, Texas/Toronto. And then I don't think I ever did my disappointment for the NL.
Yeah, I was going to say, so mine was the Mariners' disappointment, surprise Royals, player was Mike Trout.
What was your team for the NL? Did we just skip that?
Yeah, I don't think we have done that yet. The disappointment I have, and then let me think here.
I was like, I'm going through it like we're trying to recap it, but I don't.
And
think
this, I mean, it's kind of along the same line I've already said, but it's the Braves. It's not because they haven't played well, which they played okay. It's not really. It's just an injury, and it's not like they can really do anything about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But for how good going into the season everyone thought they were going to be with how good they were last year.
I mean, everyone's like World Series or bust. Like, let's be honest.
And they're going to like be a fringe playoff team. And then for me, for a surprise team, honestly, it's not even like that surprising, but the Phillies, just for how much better they've been, like they weren't expected to be the best team in the NL, and that's what they are. I mean, I don't think the Dodgers are better than them. I think that'd be a fun series to watch. It'd be Phillies and Dodgers for sure, but I think the Phillies have a better team, which they shouldn't.
Really?
They should not, with how much the Dodgers are paid, because the Dodgers can't pitch. They just keep getting injury after injury in their starting rotation.
Yeah, what do you mean by better? Like,
they're more well-rounded.
Wow, I don't think
they have more. That's what I think. With their starting rotation and their lineup is pretty dang solid.
I think
all that the Dodgers really have going for them is Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez, and they still have Freddie Freeman. It just doesn't end. But
I get what you're saying, but I think you're arguing you're giving someone else like you're giving the Dodgers the point of winning this because you're basically saying both teams are on par. I think the Phillies better because they're healthy and they have a better pitching staff. If the Dodgers are healthy, they're better.
They would.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So that's what I'm asking. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
like, why
100%.
Do you think?
Yeah.
So an unhealthy Dodgers is worse than the Phillies, but
yeah.
when they're healthy. So sure, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I think the
100%.
Dodgers, when the Dodgers decide to,
dude, if the Dodgers are healthy, that is ridiculous.
Like Clayton Kershaw's going to come back in the playoffs and just throw no hitters. Like that's just what's still going to happen.
It's not fair. Like you have Yamamoto, you have Walker Buehler. You have not. I can't even. Bobby Miller was good, then got hurt. Dude, they've had so many injuries on the rotation.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But,
they
what's his name?
Dustin May. They have Dustin May. They have Buehler. They have Jack Flaherty now.
Yeah,
Tyler Glasnow is on that team.
I forgot about
Joe Kelly's still on that team. Michael Kopech is on that team.
Yeah, they traded for him. That's
Evan
nasty.
Phillips is on that team. Gavin Stone.
Yeah,
that team's just very good. And then they have Shohei.
Yeah. Imagine if Shohei was pitching.
Will Smith, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman.
Max Muncy still
They still
decent.
got Kike Hernandez, Gavin Lux, Matt Muncy, Miguel Rojas, Kevin Kiermaier, Teoscar Hernandez, Chris Taylor. Go Mariners.
Yeah.
They have healthy, that team is stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But
I like that.
That's what I would say.
I had my surprise as the Brewers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think it's like, again, I think just with their offseason, you kind of looked at it like, okay, they're throwing in the
Corbin
whites out.
Burns gone.
They're kind of Christian Yelich is not going to be who he is, blah, 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 blah. They've been really good. And they might sneak a wild card. And they're not a wild card. They might sneak a World Series. Like, I could see
if Yelich comes back, I could see it.
Everyone putting the pressure on Dodgers, Phillies. Oh, here are the Brewers sneaking through. Kind of already talked about that. Disappointment. The team I was so high on, the Cincinnati Reds. Gosh, they have just been
horrible,
so bad, and it's so sad because they genuinely at least should win their division. Their division is not that good. Like,
no, their
division is literally it's Milwaukee 10 games, and then everyone else is within 3 of each other. St. Louis and Pittsburgh are within 3 games of each other. The division is poop, and they just can't figure it out. And that team is, and I'd say it's interesting to me, like. Kind of like you had that conversation with Bobby Witt like last year when Kansas City was terrible and he was really good. Does he stay? What is LA?
It was a big thing.
What is LA De Cruz going to do? Can you trade for him? Like, he's super. He might be like the first 50-50, 60-60. Like, it wouldn't be crazy.
Maybe, yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So those are my surprises.
Thanks for watching the Kind of Athletic podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on all of our social medias, and we will see you next week.